So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene for This Life, aka scene set in Scepter the Hearthspire, aka Duluth, Minnesota, that place. And, yeah, there is Charlotte. Charlotte is perpetually on Sept because, well, real hard to leave when you're stuck in Lupus. It's a bitch. And seeing as she doesn't have the, opposable thumbs necessary for most forms of entertainment, she has been, puttering around trying to find ways to stay engaged and kind of blowing time, waiting for things to pass, waiting for steam to kind of die down. And it's been a hot minute. So she is trotting around the edge of the lake, kind of ambling her way around past where Juno generally tends to hang out and smoke literally as many cigarettes in a row as humanly possible. Headed in the vague direction of her pack's cabin on the off chance she's not there.
In fact, you find Juno there again, just actually what looks like to be just sitting down on that little bit of embankment, about to smoke as many cigarettes as inhumanly possible.
Da-na-na.
God, Katie, come on, we're all Garrow here.
Ugh.
As she kind of sits down, you see she's got a bottle of something, more than likely beer in one hand, already one cigarette on in the mouth as she sits down, kind of taking off the leather jacket she's wearing, lying on it, revealing that straight away that those horrific scars down her midsection. And she just lies back, just chilling, blowing smoke up into the air.
And she will hear the almost imminent pitter pat. She'll just kind of meanders her way over. No real announcement, no real fuss made. Just unless there is some reason to stop, is going to continue to pitter pat until she gets around beside her and plop down.
As you start getting closer, you see she rolls her head to the side a little bit. Obviously sees you.
I am spotted. Curses. But yeah,
Roll
she.
me
What?
perception empathy.
Helps if I'm looking in the right places. There we go. Lupus. For only two.
Mm. Mm. Did it fall? Holy shit.
Lupus is a hell of a drug.
It is. Uh, you're pretty sure when she spotted you, you think that was almost a smile.
I mean, who doesn't like a good obnoxious kid sibling, right? So. But yeah, she will be somewhat heartened by this, and yeah, Goda just kind of casually plop on the ground, not like right up against her, but alongside that casual side by side sit. Except, well, Juno's laying back on a leather jacket, and Charlotte has just kind of casually plopped onto her stomach.
As kind of plop down, she rolls over and putting the weight on one elbow, so she's like half sitting up kind of thing. A cigarette in her mouth, and looks at you, and raises an eyebrow. Still stuck in lupus?
It's been a long, long, long week. And she says this when she plops on her belly. It's not like the proper kind of curled up thing. Have you ever seen the dogs that do like the full splay?
Yep.
Yeah, she's literally got her limbs out and in front and behind her, just kind of pluh and sways a bit as she says long and like lolls her head off to the side, kind of over overbalancing in one direction ever so slightly.
Yeah, it it looks like it.
Have you considered how boring life would be without thumbs?
I don't really use my phone that much.
If a wolf could do this face, this one right here, as Juno has a cigarette in the one hand and a beer in the other, just the face. Like, are you fucking serious face?
Did you say thumbs or phones?
Thumbs.
Oh, I thought you said phones.
No.
So she kind of, retcon, woo! She kind of smiles a bit. You know, you could try smoking.
Like this?
What, you haven't tried it before?
I mean, I wouldn't even get a nicotine buzz. Never mind that I don't know if you can like suck air through a cigarette in this form. Pretty sure you just kind of drool all over it. I don't think it works out.
Yeah,
Can
you
you
don't
get
like it.
suction?
I don't know.
Doubt it. Floppy lip gels kind of like opens and closes her mouth a couple times, like blah blah blah. So that in fact, like the big, you know, the big wolfy jowls kind of like flop around a bit. I don't feel like you can really seal your lips in this form. I'd probably make stupid slurpy noises.
Probably.
Or literally inhale the cigarette.
Or just eat it.
Eh. Still, I don't feel like you'd get a buzz off a cigarette even if you managed it.
Probably not.
I mean, not one of us anyways.
I mean, I don't even think I even get anything off these things anymore.
I don't imagine so, no. No, not with the way you smoke them. Your tolerance must be astronomical.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really not smoked for. Kind of think for a minute. What, 6 years? At least one a day for 6 years. That sounds about right.
And seeing as the way she is flopped does not really lend itself to shrugging, she actually kind of plants her paws, her forepaws a little bit, so that she can kind of heave up the shoulders and then kind of just put back down again. I mean, I did the whole like cool kids smoke thing, and every so often, just because, why not? But
I used to steal Felix's.
did he care?
He didn't know.
I mean, I guess if you're only stealing like one a day.
I was 13.
Yeah, fair.
Plus, I don't think anybody cared that much. Just kind of a thing. Everybody smokes in that house.
Seems like it. Seems like everybody smokes.
Mine doesn't do anything to you, so.
Yeah, I keep trying to get Damon to stop. It'll do something to him, but he flops onto her side. What's she gonna do?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
But speaking of, and seeing as she has flopped onto a side, her paws are now akimbo again. And she'll kind of like swipe one across the ground and plunk it on her shoulder. Big old wolf paw. Speaking of, before I forget, Miss Marie is still pretty pissed.
I know. Working on it.
Okay. Just please, not again. Not in their house.
I know.
Okay. Whew. Okay, that was a lot easier than I expected it to be. I know Damon can be kind of off, but
Look.
he doesn't mean anything by it.
Let me put it this way. I've always been good friends with Maria. Admittedly, I was on a bad day, and I didn't like the way he kept looking at me. I asked him politely the first time. Second time, I guess I lost my lips a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is my fault, and I'm not stupid. But I'm working on it.
Like you said, in the end, he doesn't really mean anything by it.
Yeah, I know. Plus, I need to speak with Lily about that anyway.
Hmm?
She'll know what to do.
Yeah, probably.
Guess it's the bonus of having a little cousin you've been growing up with.
I mean, she kind of picks up a paw and, rolling back up onto her belly again, will kind of nudge at the dirt. With Fiona, it seems, I mean, at least with them, seems pretty easy. Just come over sometime, bring food with you, be nice, be polite. That whole hospitality thing, invite them over for dinner, usually sets things right pretty fast. I'm big on that. The whole gracious host thing.
Yeah,
Either
that's
let
what
them
I.
be one or be one yourself.
That's what I was thinking, but I want to just talk to Lily. She'll know properly.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I talked to Maria and she was still kind of fussed about it, but I feel like as long as there isn't a repeat, it'll be fine. She just gets heated fast.
I know. She's she's Maria.
Yep. There's a like she even goes so far as to lift the muzzle to get extra nod on this one. Yeah. 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 She's yeah, she is who she's her father's daughter.
Aren't we all?
I mean, I can hope. Hope he was better at this shit than I am though.
Oh, my dad was way better at this shit than I was. Am, even.
Hmm?
What?
I didn't hear the last two words.
Am.
Yeah. Well. Then again, I guess our dads by the time we heard about it were, not Cleoth's. Which is still kind of the bumblefuck level of everything. It's just the part where they start yelling at you for it. Real good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Speaking of which, I need to talk to you about something anyway.
Oh, yeah? Which thing? There's a lot of things lately.
So, you know the investigations in the city, mainly around the docks.
Yeah, huh?
The Wormfro has decided that I'm leading that investigation now.
Yeah, I heard you were overseer.
So I gotta build a team.
I think the Glasswalkers are planning to be pretty involved. I think, Perfidy talked to me about it. I
I'd
think they're
hope
going to
so.
see if they could run through the jungle in on it, too.
I hope so.
All kind of gapes playfully.
Because I want you on that team.
It's like my, what, third, fourth, fifth chance?
What do you mean?
There wasn't much help last time.
Really?
I didn't feel like I was much help.
I think you did all right.
Let's see. I saw a thing that got in anyways. I puked my guts out and lost my shit collectively.
And what did I do? That was so well, other than my usual, pretty much getting everybody out alive.
I mean, that's worth something. In the end, at least you could get Leaf out. I couldn't get him to even respond to me. And then again, you guys know each other better. I guess you have a better idea of what he was, I don't know, fighting with.
I don't know what he was fighting with.
Himself, looked like.
Well, that, obviously, but...
Yeah. Have you, like going back and thinking about it, and what all I did and didn't see, did you guys go by a Theurge? Like, get him to give you a proper eyeball? Shoma too? Because you didn't just touch that thing, you ended up bleeding on it. And I don't know how Gemma did the thing she did with that thing, but...
I'm planning on talking to Lily.
Yeah.
She knows this stuff.
Yeah, she does.
Since I've been helping her with a few things anyway.
Oh, yeah?
Just some ruined carving. She needs them, so I thought I'd help out. Helps me pass the time.
And comically, to kind of, quote, keep her hands busy, instead of picking up the back paw to go at her ear, she actually picks up one of the front paws and kind of like scratch ruffles the area behind an ear and around the line of her jaw. Ugh. Let's see, there's all that. So I have an awkward question.
And I'm pretty sure I can give you an awkward answer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all the answers have been awkward or borderline aggressive, so. I'm not taking that job.
Which job?
Carves the Path offered me a job so I could be making money on the side, like actual money, put towards a place or something. But in exchange, he wanted me to make sure people got along with his pack and spend some time with Cassie's pack. And after some of the stuff I heard, she kind of shakes her head. I don't want to tell people to get along.
Roll me a perception empathy.
I will. She's in fact keeping a weather eye. Right, the weather eye.
Quite the weather eye. And guess what? Juno ain't hiding it too well, because I ain't going to roll to contest. You see it. It's the kind of, you were blessed. You were blessed, Charlotte, with the smile on your approach. Yeah, but those eyes were still pretty cold. There's just something about the Trimbucans there that's just cold. It's not unnerving.
They're as cold as ice.
But when you say that, she kind of raises an eyebrow. You see the cold kind of resting bitch face. Essentially, it's not even there anymore. It's almost like when you've seen the pictures in her wallet, that almost half smile. It's not full there. It's not full like happy screaming, but it's more of a softer expression. Almost like there's just something there now that wasn't Something that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Disney. Damn right.
So I've heard at least one thing, but
Oh,
yeah. But it seems like there's a lot more that I haven't heard about him and his people. The worst I've heard about Wildfire is that he's kind of brutal, but usually pretty straight up. But I've
I'll
heard
put it.
about some shit that Carves has done, and Cassie's like, and she kind of tilts her head a bit, like the eyes roll up in a thoughtful way. Cassie can be kind of timid sometimes, but he scares the shit out of her.
Why? What's he done?
I I don't know. She just said there's a very very marked difference between uh what's the word? What was the first one she used? Between something and cruel.
Let me put it this way then. I don't like Carves the Path. I will never like Carves the Path. She pauses for a second. Wildfire's alright. On a good day. At least he's fair. And Marcel. Well, ain't that a story?
I mean, seems like there's, at least for Carves in him, stories I'm missing. Then I'm too little to do anything about it now. But I won't be forever. I'm going after Carves. What he did to Cassie. The more
I
I
could
have,
be.
the better the case I can make. More likely the Glasswalkers listen.
Alright, I'm gonna tell you something. Could be stupid. But I'm putting trust in you, Charlotte. That this stays between you and me, alright?
Yeah.
It's not uncommon knowledge. Pretty much everybody knows about it. Mar Marcel Frozen Hearth Ulrichsen is my ex-husband.
Then there's a visible ear twitch and a shift of focus in the eyes as she tries to run back through what they talked about the last time that they were talking about her and her estranged husband, which wasn't much.
And as she does kind of say that, you can see like even her lips tremble that little bit when she says that name. And you can see pretty clearly, in fact, on her left hand as she moves the cigarette away from her mouth, on the ring finger. As far as I know, it is the left hand. I believe it is. You can see it. There's a mark there of what probably used to be a ring.
Is she getting kind of distant eyed?
She's just kind of looking off over the lake. You see the lip kind of tremble a bit when she says the name.
I mean, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, she just holds in that breath of smoke for a little while and finally just blows it out of her nose.
All you said about it before was that it was, well, what amounts to an honest mistake. He's not your husband anymore, so.
No. Not anymore. And she moves that cigarette back to her mouth. Charlotte, you can see her arm shaking.
Charlotte does kind of the support animal move, and she gives a bit of a squirm that ends up curling her body around. Actually means she has to kind of tuck up her legs properly, but kind of places her in such a way that she rolls so that her outside shoulder, as it were, as she's curling. So she's essentially curling away. The legs are splayed kind of off a bit from Juno. That'll put her to where her shoulder is kind of pressed up against Juno's. Clearly, it is an innocent shift and has nothing to do with her arm shaking, because that would be pointing out weakness.
She goes quiet. But, yeah. It's a sensitive topic.
I imagine it is. It didn't go bad the way it could have.
Promise me this stays between us.
Yeah.
Promise me.
I promise.
She, the kind of the closes the eyes, the kind of like small, like the few short nods, more reassuring herself over you for that point. I changed on my father's deathbed. Luckily for me, it was bloodless. Unlucky for me, I had been married for about a year at that time. And now, well and good. He'd lost his chance. He lost his broodmare, essentially.
It's involuntary, but she almost immediately hears kind of a derisive snort at the term broodmare.
I'm not stupid. It's arranged marriage. I barely knew the guy. I know what my family's like.
You said you were happy, though, so I suppose it doesn't matter.
Was happy. To everyone else, he seemed like the supportive golden husband. Ex-husband, but, you know, teaching the new cub how the little bits on the side, you know? What they all do. Show me how to fight, all that. That's what everybody saw. What they didn't see what they didn't see. The reason I got so good at fighting so quick because I had to defend myself from an Ahroun.
The lupine head turns a bit, kind of affixing her with the side eye. Not in the sus way so much as the I'm rolling a P&E way.
Roll that peony.
Gonna.
What are you looking for?
General emotional state. How well she's keeping it together.
You know what? Let's find out how well is she keeping it together. Because now I should probably roll willpower. You can see she's still got that bit of a shake in her hand. The eyes are a little bit, glazed over, but she's holding it back. But you can tell it's there. There's no denying that. Something's there. Defend myself from Adrian, Ahroun.
When you say defend yourself,
You know what I mean.
and perhaps she was trying to find some way to imagine that there was some rhyme or reason to it. But there's almost the immediate response. The hackles, not just up around her neck and throat, but like all down her back. The hairs kind of start standing up. Her tail becomes a bit more of a bristle, and she squirms a little closer to the point where the length of her body is kind of bumped up against Juno's side. How bad?
It's an Ahroun. An Adrian Ahroun. It's not all his fault.
Now the side eye turns a bit skeptical.
It's not.
You gonna try me to feed me some shit about his rage? You may be an Ahroun, but an Adrian should know how to control their shit. And I'm not stupid. We can take a real beating. It's amazing what you can do to one of us without killing or scarring us.
There's a reason I got tough.
That's no reason to get tough. How often?
Every day I would train with him.
Train?
Train. She puts the cigarette back in her mouth. Drags on it real hard.
Just train.
I'm not going to, 'Cause, 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 make accusations, but I'm sure you can understand what a 18-year-old girl never fought or been in a fight other than fighting with her siblings. A lick in her life. Now suddenly she's really tough. Pretty hard to kill. And you put him up in a boxing ring against an Adrian Haroun every day.
So it was structured and served a purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ears just kind of tick back a degree or two. Go from listening to thinking, essentially, as far as posture indicates.
And it took me all this time. All this time. To finally stop feeling like a total failure.
Most Ragabash can't match up to an Arun their own rank, their own age. No one could expect you to keep up with an Adrian. Especially not as a cub. Kind of flicks her head around. Were the den parents teaching you? Or weren't you staying with them?
It's complicated.
You just flick back another, 2 ticks. Doesn't seem complicated. Seems like it would have made the most sense considering the situation.
But either way, this stays between us.
No, I promised. I'm several kinds of fuck up, but I don't betray people's trust.
I hope mine's well placed then.
Oh, it is. And what about Carves? What did he have to do with all of it?
Far as I know, he covered it all up.
And she picks up a 4-foot again, kind of scruffing it up under her jaw, under her chin. I'm gonna need to find more to hit him with. I know with you guys, there's a way things are done. And there's a way for us too. It's just real different. But especially with the rank gap, I need a real strong case. And I probably need someone to be my mouth. But if I have a good enough case, I can get him in a lot of shit. I'm feeling some kind of way about the shit he did before.
I'm not as cold as I make out to be, Charlotte.
I'll give you an A for effort. You do it convincingly. Most of the time.
That's what I'm good at. Gotta learn to adapt.
Just don't forget that being good at it doesn't make it the only route. Sometimes code doesn't work.
I know. I know. I keep telling myself that. I guess only now I'm starting to listen.
I mean, being cold is a good way to defend yourself when everyone's questioning if you're too weak. Especially when you're put into a situation where you're forced to look weak. But, that's not where you are anymore. And the people that you needed to show cold to look solid to before, not the people you're working with now.
Exactly. Now I finally actually believe it.
Good.
I'm not weak. Just a little bit broken.
Yeah, join the club. We're all pretty fucked up across the board, so fit right in. Welcome to the island of misfit toys.
And then you wonder why I offer you to join my pack.
The maw gapes again. Tug even allowed to loll forward very briefly. You're not bad at most things, Juno. Just worry. Because when your knee-jerk reaction is to go cold and hard, and cold and hard's only going to make it worse, I really worry. Sometimes you've gotten us off the field really well. But in that place full of ash... Oh shit, that was the wrong place to do that.
I know. Rather make my mistakes when it's as a Cleith, rather than an Adrian or a Foster.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I learned that lesson. I made sure of it.
I mean, as long as you learned and nobody died. It was fair enough, really. And in the end, wasn't Juno one of the ones who stuck around when Cassie, hit the wall?
Yep.
Yeah.
She stuck right to the end. She was
Yep.
one of the last ones through.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. She, again, kind of heaves that really awkward, shift of body that's obviously meant to be a shrug because fuck you, she's going to do human gestures in a wolf body. In the end, you did what needed doing. Even if that was pretty much the shittiest thing. Well, I guess just that day.
Yeah.
Did you I feel so stupid, but did you know that the spirals were just fucking hanging out in the city?
No.
Okay. Like, I know there's shit out there, but when I went out there with Santos, I had no fucking idea those guys were there. I didn't even know they were. And the big white one, she was in Krynos the whole time. Right there. In the store and in the alley. I
Oh, yeah.
never figured they'd pull that shit. Not that close to people.
The spirals. They don't care.
I mean, they can't afford to be spotted by humans either.
There's no witnesses if there's no one to witness.
There's a lot of traffic cams. And on that side of town, considering it was kind of shitty, security cameras. I was freaking out. I didn't change almost the entire time because I couldn't risk getting spotted on a security camera. So her tromping around in Krynos, she just gives her head a shake. Was not fucking ready.
They must announce something.
It musta. You know, there at the very beginning, when she was snuffling through the door. I don't know what you did, but she thought I was you.
Huh.
I guess I don't have enough of a smell for her to tell. She just assumes she's not catching one.
Yeah. Maybe. There's lots of things going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I should. Maybe I should talk to Lily too. This time she more awkwardly kind of picks up her paw and just like swipes it down over her ears, kind of down her face. Just got this weird feeling, you know? And I'll be fair and roll for that.
What did you roll? Huh?
She is trying to lie about what she thinks is wrong, or isn't telling the whole truth.
Ooh, deception empathy.
Please.
Nailed
Always
it.
fucking bust my goddamn subterfuge. God damn it.
Wait.
But yeah, she gets the slightest inkling that while the concern is real, the explanation is not.
What are you thinking?
Uh, I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
Just kind of the idea that I'm being followed in a weird way. Not like, obviously not like for real, not here. Kind of looks around, but I don't know. Maybe I should talk to it there.
Maybe. I get that feeling all the time.
No?
That's why I don't go in the city alone.
What's the deal with the crows? The guy with all the crows. What? What is he?
Guy that really likes his birds.
I didn't get a chance to get a nose full of him.
All I know is that I've seen who I think you're on about before. I've seen them all before.
Fuck ton of crows?
Only a few.
Man, there's a lot of crows.
Oh, don't worry, there's more. There's a whole pack of those guys.
So he's a spiral?
I think so. If he's the
Just-
guy you're on about.
I mean, he never left Hamid, so
What? Short hair, weird fluffy coat thing?
yeah.
Yeah, he's with them.
I mean, it was him and her, so I guess I just, without seeing him shift or getting a chance to catch a whiff of him.
You didn't see a guy with one eye, did you?
No, just the two of them.
She nods.
And oh, Moon on Snow is gonna kick my ass. She reels off onto her side again, and considering that she's got her back kind of nudged against Juno, it means that she kind of gets plunked against a little more firmly, like the half on. Not really on top of her, just enough to throw some weight on her. As she dramatically flops.
Oh?
I mean, so I didn't go into town for fun. I'm supposed to be paying Moon on Snow with, I mean, he wants KFC. He wants
Chicken.
he wants the chicken. So normally I just kind of would go up there, get someone to take me through the drive-through, right? But the kinfolk who gave us the ride had somewhere else to be. So he dropped us off like 2 blocks away. We're just gonna walk over, get the chicken, and I was gonna like call an Uber back to Sept or something, or see if another kinfolk would answer. We never even made it to the KFC. We just trashed a video store. Like I wasn't out there for no reason, and it's not like I hadn't gone there before. It's just this time it went like action movie bad.
Tends to happen a lot.
Yeah, it sucks because everyone thinks I'm that idiot who just went, I don't know, joyriding into town for no reason, didn't tell anyone.
Not everyone.
And she rolls back up into a sit, or, well, a sprawl, but still alongside Juno, still making contact, just not like half on top of her. She again picks up the paw and just kind of like runs it over her ears and down her face. Yeah, there were so many people in earshot. I'm still avoiding Leaf. Like, in the end, this is more than fair. This is actually kind of a light punishment, but a lot of people heard the shit he said.
Oh,
He
yeah.
seems pretty pissed. And the last thing I want to do is go hang around and make him think I'm even more of a fuck up.
You're not as bad as you think you are.
I don't know. I think I'm pretty bad.
I don't think you're that bad.
Losing fights with walls all day, every day.
So?
Pretty sure even the kinfolk are teasing me now about the whole that's not a challenge thing.
It's just fun. And it's Rides. Rides likes a good fight.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to him.
You can say yes enough for both of us. I don't tend to turn to brawling unless it's really that important. I know I can walk it off, but why walk it off if you don't have to?
That's one way to put it.
Besides, you have never seen mother henning the likes of which Fianna are capable of, and every time I come home beat up, they fuss real bad.
You obviously haven't seen my brother and sisters.
I think I spotted your brother a couple times, but no, not really.
You even forget they don't like seeing the scars.
Imagine not.
Oh, why would they? I'm still their little sister.
Yeah. Yeah. Not gonna lie. Even if I got some, I don't know that I'd show them off like you do. Crop tops for life is one hell of a commitment. Not sure I can afford to do that to my wardrobe. Kind of, lifts her head and like, duh, duh, duh.
Do you know why I do it?
Because you're a big, strong get.
Really?
She gapes the maw. Nah.
Say I'm not exactly the most traditional get around here.
Pff, fake it convincingly.
Because getting these changed my life.
I hope you mean in a good way.
Oh, I do.
Okay, good. 'Cause if I had to eat soup for life, I'm pretty sure I don't know, go insane.
Oh, that's shitty, but
That's what?
that's shitty, but
With the fine addition of a blender to your kitchen, I feel like it could be made slightly more bearable.
I am getting more sockets added to the back house.
I will
What?
learn to wire a house if I have to, but if I go in there, for the love of all that's holy, having only one open socket.
Oh no, there's at least 5 now.
Oh, thank God.
I got Chris working on it.
Chris?
He's a friend.
Okay. Cool.
He's good with handiwork and stuff.
Good. Someone's gotta be.
Plus, I need a fridge.
Do you have a fridge?
Not in the pack house. We do now, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Again, one socket.
Ugh.
I'm working on it.
How can you live like that? Just dramatic flop again, this time the other way, so she's not like on top of Juno. But it does mean that Juno has like paws kind of flopped against like her shoulders and legs.
Because I didn't grow up on all that.
With a working kitchen and overhead lighting?
With a working kitchen, yeah, but I'm not Glasswalker.
Yeah.
Told you I haven't been out of state. Ever.
I mean, let's be totally fair. I've only been out of state to come here, so it's not like, I mean, okay, fine. I did like the line to New York was like right next door. So, I mean, yeah.
Probably 80% of my life has been on this set.
Man, I don't know if I would love or hate to see you at a state fair, but I feel like it would be fun. As long as you didn't, like, lose your mind.
I don't even know what you're on about.
I do. Hey, all I'm saying is overstimulation is a thing. I would show you, but I'm not allowed to use my phone even if I did have thumbs.
Is it like an arcade?
Kind of.
I went to those the other week.
It's kind of like an arcade. Just,
Really weird.
She kind of turns a glance around and be like, so imagine that this field had, like, kind of like arcade games. You know, a grouping of them here and over there, but there were also games that weren't just about pushing buttons, games where you could do things like games of skill. Usually throwing balls or rings, trying to get them into something, onto something, and then rides. I can't really describe rides without, you know, photo assistance or maybe some videos, but rides. Places to eat. Usually some booths for beer. Big, ridiculous, brightly colored cups full of all kinds of weird drinks.
Sounds interesting.
It's fun.
Not denying that.
It's kind of the happy in between in being able to stay really entertained. Like you don't need screens, but you are outside. But it's not all physically intensive besides walking around. Even the games of skill usually involve standing in one spot. So it's kind of happy middle ground.
I did like House of the Dead though. That was pretty good.
Oh, the shooting game? The one with the actual like gun you can hold?
Yeah, that was all right.
Yeah, those are pretty fun. Did they have one of the punching games?
Punching games?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see one.
Yeah, in some arcades. So there's two kinds that I've seen. Do you know what a speed bag is?
Yeah, they're like. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a game with a speed bag where you try to keep it going as fast and long as possible. You get more points the longer you keep it going. And there's one with one of those and she actually finally like pulls herself up into a sit, you know, those big kind of burly, and she not only pulls her up into a sit, but does the one where she actually pulls up on her haunches so her front feet are off the ground, kind of. And you can imagine her making the gesture in Hamid, but she is not in Hamid right now. So moving her legs the way she is kind of awkward. You know, the kind of burly punching dummy thing. And you punch that. It has little arms that come up with gloves, and you try to punch it. And you get a higher score the more times you successfully land punches.
Huh. That sounds. I don't know. I'll probably stay away from those, to be honest.
Oh yeah, you don't want to get punch happy.
No, I do my fighting here, right out there. That time is relaxing.
Well, bless your heart then for having the sense to separate the two.
Like I said, I'm not as traditional as people think I am.
And like I said, you fake it very convincingly. Oh, no, I got supposed to be working with you and the other glasswalkers on the docks. She kind of finally sits back down and scuffs, tallies into the ground. Gotta talk to the Therges. Scuffs another. Gotta get more dirt on Carves. Scuffs another. And that one's been kind of a bitch. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people can't tell me why. Can't tell me exact things he's done. And I've got one hell of a conversation to have with Maria once I have thumbs. Busy schedule. Gotta keep it engaging.
I'm sure you'll manage.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think the one I'm most worried about is to talk with Maria, but that'll be hopefully not cataclysmic.
You'll be alright.
Yeah, probably. As long as she doesn't get the opportunity to get heated. And I mean, I know she'd calm down after anyways, but it'd be nice if it just didn't go there in the first place,
I know.
And then hopefully, this time telling the right people, I could make a trip into town.
We'll see. I'm still gathering info before I actually go in there full ham, but...
Well, I didn't mean full ham, but yeah, that too.
And apparently if we're going in there, we need to look a little less, obvious.
What? Go where?
In a town.
You mean dress like normal people?
Apparently we stuck out like sore thumbs. I gained that from a reliable source.
Yeah, dressing appropriate to the place we're going is kind of a thing. Hell, even I was probably dressed too well the first time we went in. It's not even just dressing like people, it's dressing for the area. I should be able to help with that. I imagine the hardest part is making sure you guys have the wardrobe to dress appropriately depending on the area we're going to.
I'm sure I could dust off an old flowery dress somewhere.
Hopefully you wouldn't need that for the dogs. It's just more, general worker type, I imagine.
You see
Clothes.
Janet smirking.
That their manual labor look. Classy. But if you had a flowery dress, I would, probably die of shock. Just to put it out there.
Why?
Just turns and looks at her.
What?
Maybe before But I am willing to bet that since your first change, you have it more in a flowery, floofy dress.
Not for a little while.
Just because the perception of weakness around here is pretty tilted.
Not a perception of weakness around here you got to worry about. It's the one in here. She just kind of taps you on the head.
I mean, I know I'm a fuck up. My clothes have nothing to do with it.
That's what I used to say.
I would probably pay good money to see you end up whooping someone's ass in a flowery dress. Not gonna lie. That just makes it better.
Exactly. So who's really weak now then?
Exactly.
Winks.
Gives a, again, the kind of, well, not this time the exaggerated nod, but the nod of like, yeah, you're right. Oh, what else? What else is even happening? My life's a lie. Slowly, finally sinks back down into the dirt. I lost my thumbs and lost my way.
You'll be fine.
They'll probably survive.
You'll survive.
Just barely. You can tell she is being, like, somehow the tone or the posture or the behaviors, it's just, you can tell she's being fucking dramatic and knows it.
I'm sure Prince Charming will come riding down there to come save you anyway.
She sees the brow spots kind of loft thoughtfully on the matter. Kind of like the, maybe. It does that little head wobble side to side, like, And then, looks, what a nice tree that is.
Jeez.
Hmm?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
What?
Don't get why you're so awkward about it. Oh, no, I do, actually.
I mean,
There's Maria.
yeah.
I mean, you're only fucking a brother.
I never said that.
No, but I picked it up.
Yeah, well.
Did you have fun on Beltane, at least?
I mean, one has to consider that I was told before Beltane to stay in Lupus for a week, so I, of course, would never have broken that punishment for any reason.
You know what? It's better to say that you did. Stands up.
There's a kind of a shrug, like, technically not confessing to doing wrong. I mean, she knows she's just feeding it to her.
She's smirking, like, yeah. I'm totally just poking.
Ragabash. Yeah, she says that and stands up. It's like, you know what? I fucking did. I just had to. Do you know how scary Rides is when he is drunk?
I did.
Because he was literally so drunk he didn't know who anyone was. And then I can't tell the dead father. I'm sorry, but I wish I could.
All I know is that somebody punched my sister.
I don't know about that part.
Somebody got told Rides his girlfriend was cheating on him or something.
What?
Something like that. Oh no. I don't know, something. Do you know anything about that?
My, what a nice lake that is over there.
Smiles.
I did not tell him that anyone was cheating on him. That
Well,
was not what
really
happened.
broke Junkyard's jaw.
That
Beat
that
the shit out of
was
everybody else around him.
that
Freya got a black
was
eye, which is
not
nursing, but
what I was. You know, did you know that Rides gets so drunk he can't recognize people?
yes.
And did you know that he might just decide you're a kinfolk and grab you by the hips?
You're a Philodox, you know what to do with that situation.
I diffused it by saying
You diffused it by escalating it.
I was not trying to escalate anything. I was just trying to get away from him without escalating. That is not what happened. I am not sure why he was so determined to prove his masculinity to a bitch he couldn't recognize.
So you enjoyed Beltane then?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gonna put this on the same level of let's never tell anyone that I confess to anything. But yeah, once I managed to get out of the mob, it was pretty fun.
Best night of my life in years.
I mean, it was one hell of a party.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I'm glad you had fun. You don't seem to have much fun. Fun is good for you. Keep doing that. Picks up a paw, kind of like prods her paw into her legs, and she's standing now.
I do. Like I said, I didn't used to trust myself. So I'd let nobody in. I got my reasons. You know, bits and pieces. Could you blame me?
No. It's just. I mean, even people are kind of a communal species. We don't do well alone. And us, well, we're even worse alone.
Exactly.
I'm not sure what prompted you to smart up on it, but I'm glad it happened, whatever it was.
It was a number of things.
Well, then I'm glad for all of them.
She half smiles.
Well, I'm gonna. Yeah, let you, I guess, go smoke some more somewhere else, and I'm gonna go sleep at the dens because I have to.
Yeah. I gotta go make sure Leaf and Gemma are alright.
Yeah.
Like I said, not weak, just a little broken. Starts walking off.
Another head bob. And she'll finally pick her butt up off the ground. Give herself a shake because, sitting in dirt. Then, yeah, probably watch her for a couple steps and then turn and start trotting around the lake towards the dens. And I suppose with that, we will close our scene. So thank you, player, for playing and watchers for watching.